Hi, I'm M2 or Mason Ricks from Flickr and Instagram. This is our display, Sunken City 2041. This kind of post-apoc kind of world here, overgrown city. Just kind of a little overview of who did what. We have Christian Cowgill, Lego Master did this tan tower over here. Cody did these three buildings in the front here. Billy, BM4 on Instagram, did this building in the front, and then I kind of did this little building right here, this tower, the highway, and a lot of the water and the boats and stuff. And then just various other little contributors contributing boats and zombies and little details and stuff like that.
So there's kind of the overall story is there appears to be kind of a zombie attack going on in the midst of the water and all the destroyed buildings.
So the story behind this build was back in 2019 we did another collab where it was kind of like the start of the apocalypse, and zombies had just started flooding the streets and whatnot, and we kind of wanted to do a continuation of the collab this year or in 2020, but COVID happened, and so we kind of put everything on pause, and a lot of this stuff was kind of already built a little bit, but we just kind of continued the idea this year and decided, hey, what if something else happened that kind of destroyed the world? And we were like, hey, why not flood the world? So it's kind of reminiscent of the old cyberpunk and APOC city builds from back in the day.
Which is a super, super cool, unique style of building. I love some of the subtle details. Like this looks like an old 7-Eleven that's kind of half sunken down here.
Exactly. And there's actually the lights aren't on right now, but you can kind of see some of like the shells that were in that are in the building there. And one of the things like we tried to do this year was incorporate a lot of interior detail as well. For the World of Lights, it was great because we had some of these buildings lit up, and it was really kind of cool to see some of the ongoings in in the buildings and whatnot, and there's just a lot of details throughout the build.
Right, if you look in this tan building here, I'm not sure how easily the camera will pick that up, but there's every single one of those rooms looks like there's characters in there and there's a whole scene kind of happening.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, Christian had a real fun time. Like each one of those layers there of the tower has a different story. Like on the top, I don't know if you could see it, but there's like some business dealings of the mob boss and in this post-apocalyptic world, and then I think two stories down you have this guy he's kind of doing some illegal substances, but he thinks he's in this beautiful little flower meadow, but there's actually a zombie horde right behind him that's about to get him. And then you got some shootouts with the zombies down in the front here. You have some people that are growing some food and some pumpkins, and looks like pineapples up there. We have some spray paint on the side of the building, and then as you go up, the kind of gist of this tower right here was that during the societal collapse, this building was still under construction. So we got this massive crane up here that still functions, and we kind of have tried to make it look like it was still under construction, and rebarb sticking out, and just kind of little junk piles here and there.
Yeah, you mentioned the spray painter there. That's so fantastic. The NASA logo in particular really stands out there.
Yeah, so I actually have the privilege of working for NASA. So I just decided, like, hey, how can I incorporate a little bit of what I love to do here in the mock? So that brick built snot work of the graffiti was definitely took a little while to do, but it's been getting a lot of positive remarks and whatnot, and like our unofficial lug is we're the chug lug, so it's all about beer and drinking and stuff like that. So we try to incorporate a little bit of that in here as well.
So as we move down the build, then here you've got this kind of raised road section. Looks like you got an old tank, maybe some battle happening up here.
Yeah. So this road actually has been built for about 6 years, and I just have never taken it apart. I try and repurpose it for every single build and collab that we do. And I was like, hey, why instead of making a sunken road like that, why don't we raise it up and see how we can make that work? So in preparation for 2022, or sorry, in 2020, I kind of built this little chassis for the road to sit in, and I built a few of these pillars, but for some reason I forgot to make the fourth pillar for the road. So I was like, what can I do to make this work? So I just had some flex tube and some of the Lego scaffolding, try to make it almost like they tried to rebuild and support up the road so it wasn't crumbling down into the water.
It fits the aesthetic very nicely of the build.
Yeah, thank you. And then up on the highway, we kind of imagine the road kind of going off into the distance, but on this half of the road, we have got like some zombies still swarming. So we've kind of set up some barricades and some spotlights there, and just a lot of junk, and like there was a battle up here before everything went bad.
I like this guy just chilling, fishing while the zombie hordes come in.
And if you see down there, we've got like a little shipping container that an alligator has made his home, and he's trying to eat the fish there.
The half-sunken fishing container is such a nice touch.
Yeah, that was I found some LDD files online, and Cody actually built this container here. I was like, you know what would be really cool is if we kind of like tilted it on its side and put some fun little details inside the shipping container, and then all of a sudden there seems to be a some kind of vehicle on top of it, like it kind of got stranded there before everything started getting flooded.
And then there's kind of a barge building in the back.
Yeah, so the idea, we knew that we wanted to make something kind of like underwater, so I wanted to make a boat, but kind of in transit, because I live in 11 hours away. The hull of the boat, or the front, I think that's the correct terminology, kind of broke. So I was like, how can I add this to the building without having to remake that whole front of the boat? So on the second day of the con, we just kind of started making a little structure around it to kind of cover that up and kind of make it look like things were just kind of thrown together and whatnot. As you can see, we got some little crab pots there, and like this fishing crew that are kind of providing food for a lot of the civilization that's trying to rebuild here. And we got some lights and like some little barrels from brick stuff that are kind of flickering, as you can see. And we got a little chicken pen and some more little farming back there.
This character here looks like they've been through a lot.
Yeah, so I believe that was Danny or Pro Snarkboarder on Instagram that made that fig, and we like to incorporate lots of little teeny details like throughout the build here, and yeah, this is one of our favorite figs that we decided to throw in there.
And you've got the little vending machines placed throughout as well.
Yeah, so those are printed by Eclipse Graphics, and I love little details like that, like the vending machines. So those have actually moved all over the place, just trying to find the right place to put it. And you can see like right next to it, this guy, he's like trying to shoot some of these zombies, and there's like a zombie head up there as like a souvenir, and just little details like there's like a zombie horde coming through the building, like in the water, and we got generators and just lots of overgrowth.
With a build like this, with all of the greenery and the vines and stuff like that, is a lot of that added once you actually get it to the show?
Yes. So I brought my entire like foliage collection to the convention, and we're just like, once everything's done, let's just add a whole bunch of foliage to make it look really, really overgrown. So, like Christian's building right here, you can kind of see that some of the green was already built into the structure. So we're like, we need to incorporate some growth upwards, because a lot of the greenery was kind of towards the top. So we decided, hey, let's put some on the roof, and let's kind of drape it across both towers here and kind of up the side. And the tank was kind of overgrown, and yeah, it came out really well.
And because this was a collaborative project, what was that process like in terms of everybody bringing their stuff to the show and then making sure it would all kind of match up?
Yeah, so I headed up this collaboration back in like right after 2019. I kind of went online and made like a layout in like Microsoft Paint, and like I was like, hey, who wants to build these sections? And then we kind of numbered off all the buildings, like, hey, this is building A, building B, building C, so on and so forth. And we were trying to figure out who was able to contribute. And turns out these left 32 by 32 kind of square here was we had enough people to do that, but then we had some more people that wanted to contribute. So like this building by Billy, he wanted to make, and I was like, hey, we don't want to just have one little corner here. Let's add some more. So just kind of over the last 2 years, it's kind of expanded and just kind of designated each part to different people.
Great. And I think the whole thing came together very nicely. You achieved that perfect look that you want with a build like this. So
Yeah.
I'm glad you were able to all work together and continue building in this theme for BrickFair. Certainly look forward to seeing more from you in the future. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much.